That's perfectly all right.
There's no point you stopping, love.
I keep telling him to go home and make himself a good breakfast.
Breakfast? You must be joking.
You might just as well have gone home and got some sleep. Flipping contractions. Not had a proper one for ages now.
Is it always like this?
Oh, stop worrying. She's perfectly all right.
Hang on.
There we are. Good girl. Lovely. A few more like that and we'll be getting somewhere. How about you?
I'm just going to have a wash.
I'll go off and have one then. You sit there dreaming all day if I let you, wouldn't you? Did you sleep any better last night?
Yes, thanks.
I don't see how she could have done with me moaning and groaning all night.
You should be used to it after 3 weeks, and the other ward is just the same.
3 weeks?
My blood pressure's a bit high.
Yes, you go and have that wash and freshen yourself up, all right?
I wish she wasn't so flaming cheerful.
Well, it's just an ordinary day for her, isn't it?
I'm sorry.
Eh?
About last night. I shouldn't have left you.
Gadding off dancing.
Leaving you to get the ambulance on your own. I should never have gone.
Well, it was my idea. And you didn't know I was going to start, did you? Hey, what time is it?
7:30.
24th of January, 1977.
What about it?
Her birthday, I hope.
His birthday.
Do you want any more toast, Ernest?
Hmm?
I said, do you want any more toast?
Oh, sorry, love. No, not for me. No.
Well?
Well, what?
The dance last night. You've hardly mentioned it.
Oh, it was a great success, really. There was a lot there.
Did you enjoy it?
Well, yeah, I suppose so. I'd have enjoyed it more if you'd been there.
Whose fault was it that I wasn't there?
Well, it certainly wasn't mine. Are you taking that top back today?
It's not a top. It's a blouse.
Oh, same difference.
And your attitude to it last night was indifferent, so what's the point in keeping it?
I like it!
You hated the whole outfit.
Oh, for heaven's sake, Emily, just because I didn't, what,
You
infuse?
certainly didn't do that.
Emily, love, I'm sorry. But you know me, as far as I'm concerned. As far as women's clothes go, I'm just oblivious.
That's true. I should have gone to the dance with you. I shouldn't have been so silly and so sensitive. Anyway, I'm pleased you enjoyed it. Knew you must have done when you came home so late.
Thought you were asleep.
I was only pretending.
You want to get yourself some of that pancake stuff, that'll cover it up.
Do you reckon?
You must think a lot about him. I say you must think a lot about him, that Mike Baldwin.
I heard you the first time.
It's not really my type, though.
My God, he'll be heartbroken.
Something I've never done is that, you know. Made a spectacle of myself in public over a fella.
You don't know what you've missed.
So what are you going to say, then?
When?
Well, when folk ask about your face.
I'll say what I'm saying now.
What's that?
Mind your own flaming business.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mrs. Walker.
Beth, my dear, what on earth have you done?
Oh, it's now, Mrs. Walker.
Looks nasty, doesn't it?
Very. Mrs. Ogden, how many times have I told you not to put that on the bar top?
Oh, yes, sorry.
And I'm waiting for you to start in the kitchen.
Yeah, I've nearly done here, Mrs. Walker.
Beth, my dear, what on earth happened?
Yes, well, it was silly, really.
Must be very painful.
I was lifting this suitcase down from top at wardrobe when this stool toppled over
You
like...
hit something as you fell. Dreadful and so easily done. Do you know, dear, they say that the majority of accidents take place in the home.
Do they?
They do indeed, so one must be doubly careful.
It's very true, Mrs. Walker.
Didn't spoil the dance for you.
Oh, no. You wanted the light ales checking in the cellar, didn't you?
Please, love. And be careful of those steps.
Mrs. Walker,
Well,
I've done the floor.
not before time.
Hey, Mrs. Walker,
Yes, Mrs. Ogden.
it wasn't no suitcase, you know.
Beg your pardon?
Scratching each other's eyes as there was in front of everybody and all.
Oh, Ken Barlow had a go at stopping them, but it didn't do no good. They just went mad.
Who did?
Bet Lynch and that one they call Mary Stanton.
Do you mean that Bet was involved in a fight?
Yeah. Over that Mark Baldwin at last night's dance.
It can't be much longer, can it?
You tell me. Is he coming in dinner time, Sally?
Who?
Your husband.
No.
Oh?
It's a long way to come. That's why they're keeping me in, really. When your blood pressure's high, they might want you to come in quickly. So they said I should stay.
To keep an eye on you, like.
Yeah.
Shall I give her a ring?
Oh, she said she'd only be a couple of minutes.
Hey,
Oh.
is there a nurse out there?
I didn't notice.
Ray!
Oh. Can you not do your breathing, love?
Everything's organised. Are you all right?
I'm sorry, I can't...
Don't worry, we'll have you out of here very, very soon.
Is this a bad moment,
Not
Sal?
at all. We'll be out of here shortly. We can have a nice quiet chat with Sally.
Well, look, do something, can't you?
You're making more fuss than she is. You're all right, pet, aren't you? Right, this one here.
Mind your backs.
Right?
Right. Now then, love. Up you come. Up.
That's it.
That's it. Your husband, is it? There's trouble with this job. There's always too many husbands hanging about. Cramps my style.
That'll be the day. The only place you can be trusted is in geriatric.
On a bet
Come
stuff.
along, off with you. Now, do you want to change your mind?
What?
About staying with her?
What do you reckon, love?
You'll be flat on your back in 5 minutes.
Come on. Good luck.
Thanks. Hey, Emma's come. Where's mine? Where is she? Didn't you ring her?
Come on, are we all set then? Now, you go to the waiting room, sit down, and don't worry.
Bye. I've been known to do 60 down here.
She'll be all right.
Of course she will.
Where do they say I have to wait?
In the waiting room.
Yeah.
Now then, let's hear what you've been doing with yourself.
Oh, yeah. Make yourself useful.
They say a lot of men faint.
You're not still going on about Deirdre.
Oh, giving birth must be the most wonderful experience of a woman's life.
You reckon?
Yeah, the arrival of a completely new human being. Oh, I do envy her, Rita. I wonder if I'll ever, you know.
Well, why don't you have a word with your Derek? I mean, given a bit of encouragement, you never know. He might be able to help you.
Rita.
Oh, I better still ask Stan. Stan, you'll help her, won't you?
Hey?
Forget it. You come in for your usual mid-morning snack, 2 bacon butters and a wedge of parking.
I think I'll have 3 bodies because it's nippy outside, see?
Bye, Stan. You must spend your money as soon as you make it.
Sooner.
Morning, all. Hang about, Stanley. Have a deco of these. There we are. How's that, then? For the connoisseur. Not only that, but you get a choice and all.
Are you selling them?
Giving them away. Well, but.
Where'd you get them?
It's a long story, Stanley. Now, which one of you is going to take advantage of me offer?
How much?
These watches in Manchester, 15 quid.
How much?
£6.50, including VAT. I may as well give them away.
They
at
look
that.
all right. I could do with a new watch.
You got any ready, Stanley?
I'll pay at weekend.
Oh, sorry, mate. COD only. On account of inflation, you know.
Suit yourself. You'll be asking 2 quid at weekend, won't you?
Give over. I've got orders from all over Weatherfield.
They are very nice.
And they're not only for fellas, you know.
Really?
Oh, no, the fellas can't get a look in, not since the bird started wearing them.
I was wondering about one for a friend.
She'll love it, darling.
It's a man friend.
Well, they are. He'd be dead chuffed. He'll probably want to know why you didn't get him too while you were at it.
Mavis?
Yeah.
This is Eddie Yates, remember?
Oh, do they have a guarantee?
Do they have a guarantee?
Yeah.
First complaint, it's money back, no questions asked, all right?
Listen, you still haven't told us yet how you got your mucky paws on them.
Oh, Rita, why do you always have to be so negative?
Yeah, it's a fault with her. I've always said that. Well, would you like one, then?
I think so.
Gargantuan.
Hey?
Gargantuan, 4 across.
Oh, not a clue.
No, sure. Very good, that. 8 letters, begins with an E. Great. E-N-O-R. Enormous. The usual blokes on holiday. I don't like this one. It's a bit too straightforward. Makes you think there's a catch. Puts me off, you know. Up and down all the time.
Sorry. You don't like smoking in here?
Huh?
No.
Yeah, well, I thought that's why you'd come out here.
Felt like a change of scenery.
You first, is it?
Yeah.
You can't rush these things. 48 hours with our first.
48?
It's like shelling peas now. Number 7. Thought we'd finished, but you never know, do you? Doing myself, do you?
You what?
The crosswords.
Oh, no, not much.
I'll tell you something. I've educated myself doing these. Never mind Open University. One of these a day and you'll be surprised. You want to try it?
The hell are they playing at?
Try to look at it this way. There's millions and millions of women all having babies. So why should you suddenly get worried?
Look, if only if I knew what was going on. Hey, now what's happened? Has something gone wrong? Is she all right? Has she had it?
Give me a chance, will you? Yes, she's had it, and they're both fine. You've got a daughter, Mr. Langton.
Coronation Street, P694/672, Part 2, Take 1.
I've been thinking, dear. The answer is a pair of step-ladders.
Pardon?
The ones with the clip underneath so they can't slip. You know, you fall, your accident.
Oh, yes, step ladders. I'll think about it.
I would.
What'd you do that for?
Haven't you seen the advert?
Well, is it supposed to make the beer stronger?
Oh, I can see why you married her, Stanley. Somebody said it wasn't just for their looks.
He's testing it.
Oh, I see.
Tastes funny, though.
What for?
Hey?
Well, what's the beer supposed to do to it when you test it?
It's what it doesn't do. That's the point, Mrs. O. Listen.
It stopped.
That's about the,
Hey, it's going.
And it's been underwater.
But it's still going.
Right.
Oh. Ah, but that's not water, is it? It's beer.
Oh, Stanley, take her home, put her somewhere safe, will you? Here, Lynchy, feast your eyes on them.
What are you doing with them?
Selling them.
Are they yours to sell?
Would I come into a public place with the landlady here herself?
How much?
£6.50, and it still goes if you dip it in beer.
What would I want to do that for?
Well, to test it, like.
For what?
To see if it goes.
When I dip it in beer?
Yeah.
£6.50.
To me mates, like.
Go on then, give us one. I'll just get my handbag. I'm just buying a watch off Eddie, Mrs. Walker. I know I must be daft, but they look all right.
Let's ask him if he's got a pair of boxing gloves as well.
Boxing gloves? Oh, I'll say. Who told you?
Does it matter?
Yeah, well, I'm sorry about the suitcase, Mrs. Walker, but... Well, it doesn't really concern you, does it, my private life?
Perhaps not. Nor its squalid little complications. But what does concern me is when a member of my staff behaves like a soccer hooligan in full view of many of our regular customers.
And you don't mind, honest?
I've told you.
But you had your heart set on a boy.
I don't mind which it is. Hey, have you heard the news?
Yeah, congratulations.
Hey, what's she look like?
You'll see her in a minute.
She is all right. I mean, there's nothing wrong with her.
She's perfect. It was ever so funny when they gave her me at first. She got hold of my thumb, and the nail on her little finger looked just like yours.
Oh, why shouldn't it? I'm a dad, aren't I?
Well, here you are. You might as well get used to her. Come on, take her. Come on. That's it.
Well?
She looks just like your mum.
Oh, Fred. She's smashing, isn't she?
Yeah.
Well, don't I get a look in? I can't believe she's ours.
Hey, should her nose be like that? Sort of squashed.
It's not squashed.
Hey, she ain't half bad though, isn't she?
Don't you think I'm clever?
Yeah, I don't want much. Just enough to wrap up this.
Hey, that's not one of Eddie's, is it?
Yeah, why?
Is it going?
Why shouldn't it be going?
Well, one she got isn't.
Tell me more.
It went for about 5 minutes.
Go on, tell her.
Well, there's nothing more to tell. It just stopped.
Surprise, surprise.
Well, there's no need to gloat, Rita.
Who's gloating? I mean, it's Derek I feel sorry for. 1 minute he got a watch, next minute he hadn't.
Is that who it were for?
Yeah.
No need to ask who yours for. Mike Baldwin, is it?
Might be.
Hey, what did he say about you and Marie last night?
Not more.
Oh, come on. 2 birds fighting over him.
Honest, he didn't. He seemed quite pleased. I suppose he thought it were flattering. But then again, I could be wrong.
Is that why you've got watch, because you're not sure?
Hey, it's hardly your business, is it, Rita?
Listen, Blue Eyes, us females must stick together. When it concerns a fella, it concerns all of us, right?
Any road he's gone home for the weekend?
They have it made, haven't they? Mike Baldwin, Eddie Yates, the lot.
No, love, not Eddie Yates. Definitely not Eddie Yates. He sold his last dud watch as our Eddie.
Oh, she's lovely. You must be very thrilled.
Not bad, is she?
Have you seen her, Sally?
Yeah.
Does the bed jacket fit all right, love?
Yeah, it's great, thanks.
Oh, that's good. Well, I must say, you look a bit different to when I saw you last.
I don't really remember, I'm sorry.
You were busy at the time.
So I took the first train I could, but could I? Taxi. I mean, it was
There
always...
she is.
Hello, love.
Mum!
Well, don't sound so surprised.
Nearly given you one.
Ah, you silly thing.
What about me?
Who are you?
Only the father.
Hey, is that him?
Her?
Well, I'm off. I only just slipped in with something for Sally. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Dear, Trish beautiful.
What do you expect coming from me and Ray?
Hey, can I lift her out?
She will let her.
Suppose we'll have to.
You little pet. Hey, what did she weigh?
8 pounds and 4 ounces.
That's a very good weight. Your turn next, is it, love?
Oh, Sally Norton, this is my mum.
Hello, love.
Put her back now, Mum. They wanted to get some sleep.
I do know somewhat about babies, you know. Come on. There you are.
Ray said he thought she looked like you.
Did you?
Passed off.
He doesn't change, does he?
Right, well, I'm off now.
Where?
Mum, he has been here all night.
Wonders never cease.
See you.
We'll be back later.
You try and keep me away.
Oh, he's chuffed to death.
And why shouldn't he be?
He's been great, Mum, honest.
I'm glad to hear it. And you're all right?
Oh, Mum.
Well,
Well,
you, with a daughter.
what about you, Grandma?
Mrs. Bishop?
I was just having my lunch.
Oh, that's all right, Chuck. You carry on, don't mind me.
Oh, was it something urgent?
Well, tomato sauce, that is, if it's not in use, like.
They do sell it at the corner shop, Mrs. Ogden.
Oh, yeah, but I'm waiting till Thursday, you see. They got these special offers at the supermarket on Thursday. 5p off tomato sauce, it says.
So in the meantime...
Well, I'll let you have it back soon as Stan's done with it.
Oh, well, you may as well keep it. There's not much in.
Oh, very generous. Alan is in the canteen, is he?
No.
Oh.
He's taken a sandwich so he can work through his lunch hour.
Oh, it's typical, is that? Do you know, I think it's wonderful the way he's settled down over at that warehouse. He's very popular, you know.
Really?
Oh, yeah, you could see it last night. Well, at the dance. Pity you couldn't come.
I had a rather bad headache.
Yeah, so he said. Oh, but you should have seen the way he put himself out over them girls. You know, making sure they enjoyed themselves, like. Especially one in particular. Yeah, well, I didn't know he was such a good dancer.
He's very conscientious.
Oh, beyond the call of duty, if you ask me. Still, he did leave early, didn't he, to get home to his sick wife? Yeah, well, Stan will be waiting for this, I'll say ta-ra. Thanks very much.
Monkey Gibbon?
Yeah, well, he's a mate of yours.
So?
And he's won the sweepstake you're running?
12 o'clock he guessed, and he guessed a girl. You can't beat that, can you?
Hey, Eddie, hang on. Want to word with you about them watches.
What about them?
Are you going to give Mavis some money back, or aren't you?
Why?
Because that watch you sold us bust, that's why.
Tough, that.
So they're all going to stop, are they?
Not necessarily, no.
Not unless we drop them.
Yeah, that's what you must have done.
I see. So your conscience is clear, is it? Well, I'm very glad to hear that, Chuck. Because standing behind here, you see a lot going on, and it makes you very suspicious of folk.
Yeah, I suppose it does.
And here's me, putting 2 and 2 together, making 36. And just because this fella happens to come in here this morning asking about a load of watches.
You what?
Weren't in uniform, of course.
You what?
Nice bloke. Very keen on his job, though. Reckon he's going to be promoted to sergeant soon.
Now, look, Bet, honest. Them watches are clean. No fiddling, no hanky-panky, nothing.
He said he'd be calling back later. Eddie, you haven't finished your drink.
Some other time.
I want to feed him myself.
You can try again tomorrow. They never worry the first day.
You seem to know a lot about it.
I've had plenty of time to watch, haven't I?
Oh, I must look like the back end of a bus. Hey, they'll be in a minute. Is yours coming in tonight?
I'm not sure.
Look, love, I know it's none of my business and all that, but I can't help noticing you don't seem to go bundle on kids. Well, I didn't either. But don't worry, it'll be all right. I mean, we're not all alike. You take my mother, for instance. She comes from a long line of non-maternal mothers. If you're given her the choice between having a new sewing machine and having me, I know which one she'd have taken.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Hey, listen, let's meet up once a year, shall we? Same time, same place. What am I saying?
Room for 2 little ones. Sorry we're so late.
A watchdog.
Yeah, that's lapped across your chest, Mavis. You're all right.
Hey, are you sure you've got enough?
Oh, relax.
You might have given me a bit of warning.
Listen, we don't have a baby every day, do we? Well, do we?
No, love.
Oh, come on, enjoy yourself.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, let's have a bit of hush, please.
Now, I know that you will all want to join me in thanking our host and his charming, if temporary, hostess for this unexpected celebration. And I'm sure that you also want very much to hear a word from the proud father.
Well, I'm sorry we couldn't give you more prior notice, like.
Well, you give us 9 months, love.
Well, any road, we'll try and do better next time, and, well, when Deirdre comes out, you're all invited to a proper do.
Oh, right. Come on, everybody, to the Lacton family, to Deirdre, Ray, and the new little baby daughter.
All the best.
All's
well that ends well, isn't it? Yeah. Well, I mean, anything could have happened, couldn't it?
Well, no.
I'm not with you.
Well, you're Deirdre being here on her own. If she hadn't been able to get that ambulance.
On her own?
Oh, didn't they tell you? He were across at the dance. Your Deirdre had to get to hospital by herself last night.
I enjoyed that. Hospital grub's not all that bad, is it? Oh, I'm sorry, love. How are you feeling?
I'm sure I'm starting.
Look, press your bell or else I'll press mine.
No, I'll leave it a bit longer. You feel such a fool if it's nothing.
Don't I know it? Oh, Lynette's sleeping it off. Seems to have a very good appetite.
Yeah. That what you're going to call her then, Lynette?
Well, I like it, don't you?
Yeah, it's all right.
Don't think my husband's all that keen, though.
What does he know?
Exactly. Has yours got any preferences about names, I mean?
No, he hasn't.
Well, depending on whether it's a boy or a girl, of course. What about your mother?
My mother?
Yeah, wasn't that... Hey, they're getting pretty frequent, aren't they?
Will it hurt?
No, it's not worse than toothache.
I've never had toothache.
Look, love, it'll be all right. Honest. I bet it'll be at least £10. You'll be as proud as Punch. And your husband and your mother. They'll be over the moon.
You will be going to the hospital this afternoon, will you?
Of course I'll be going.
I just wondered. How are you getting there?
Van, I'll pick you up if you like.
Are you coming home for your dinner?
No, I'll get the pie at Rover's.
Oh, well, I'll meet you there then. Round about 1 o'clock.
Suit yourself.
Don't you think you've got a cheat, though?
Hey?
Well, your wife expecting any second and you clear off to a dance.
I didn't know it were any second.
Well, any second, any minute. I mean, that's not the point. You were out gallivanting.
She knew where I were, Blanche.
Yeah, but she couldn't get hold of you, could she? I mean, she had to get the ambulance herself in her condition.
In fact, it were her idea. Go round there for an hour, she said. No use sitting here moping with me.
Yes, and you cleared off, didn't you?
It were her idea.
Just thinking of yourself as usual. Poor lass.
Bayek. I'll say this for you, mother-in-law. It doesn't take you long to slip the knife back in again, does it? Find fault. Mind you, you always were a dab hand at that, weren't you? Finding fault with me.
Hello, Duchess. You're whacking, is she?
Shh. Hey? She's going to have your guts for garters.
Ditto, because I reckon it was her that got on the blower to the fuzz about them watches being funny.
I did no such thing, Eddie Yates.
Well, somebody did. There's been a Jack making inquiries.
Well, it wasn't me, but only because I didn't think about it.
Do you know, you amaze me, Mavis. I never thought you were a grass. Do you know, I thought you felt sorry for society's victims, such as me.
But not when they try to diddle me personally.
Yeah, turn the other cheek. Easier said than done, innit?
This watch you sold me, it went for exactly 2 hours and 10 minutes and then it stopped completely. If it had had any actual works, I should probably have heard the mashing and grinding. Look, I want my money back or I shall get very angry.
Eddie, you think she's steamed up now, don't you? But wait till you see the steam coming out her ears.
Oh, shut up, Rita.
Sorry.
How much did they charge you?
Don't you remember?
Yeah, well, prices fluctuate, you know, according to the state of the pound, like.
£6.50.
Well, there you are. You got it cheap. There was £7 last night. All right. I'll take your watch off your hands.
What about my money?
Ah. Well, I'll have to go to the bank for that. You see, I put all my spare cash in the night safe.
You never had a bank account in your life, Eddie Yates. Look, I want my money back. I'm not one of your pigeons, you know.
One of his what?
Pigeons.
Oh.
Are you going to give me that money
All
back
right,
now?
don't get your tonsils in a knot. It just so happens I have got a fiver I was going to give to this charity for three-legged dogs.
Please?
And it definitely wasn't you that told the fuzz.
No.
Well, somebody did. Do you know, people round here are getting very untrustworthy.
Hey, you handled him very well then, Mavis.
Well, of course I did. Must be very galling for you, Rita, constantly misjudging my character.
Hi, Emily. Off to work, I'm afraid so. Have you a Vogue, please? Yeah, I think so. Yes, here we are. I didn't think you went in for thought couture. Oh, just giving myself a fillet, really. Nice sometimes to see how the other half lives. Oh, I don't bother myself. I take one look at them Swiss young models and I feel about as glamorous as a parking meter. I feel like that most of the time, actually. Hey, Ernie was stepping out to the night, weren't he? Oh, community centre dance. Oh, king of the foxtrot. Talk about Fred Astaire.
I wouldn't know. I wasn't there.
Do you know, I think I've just put my foot in it again.
Very probably.
Hello.
Oh, Sally's gone to the maternity ward.
I thought she might have. How long ago?
A couple of hours now.
I hope everything's all right.
It will be.
And how are you?
A bit tired.
Weepy?
No.
You mothers often are. I know I was.
I don't cry easy.
Oh, she's lovely. May I?
Yeah.
Bless her. Oh, bless her.
Is Sally your only one?
Well, as a matter of fact.
You're not her mother, are you?
No.
I assumed you were at first, and then something Sally said made me think. What are you, a relative?
Not exactly.
Well, what's the big mystery?
I'd rather you asked Sally. No offense, but I'd rather you did. Look, I'll come back this afternoon. Will you tell her I've been?
Yeah, of course. Where's Sally's husband?
Bye, Mrs. Langton. I'll see you this afternoon.
You know, you don't look a bit like a happy father, Raymond.
Yeah, what some Gloucester's rubbed off, innit?
Well, how could that be? Poor kid's still in hospital. She can hardly have had you up all night.
No, she didn't. Mother-in-law did, though. Well, pretty near. Yakking on.
Oh, dear. Well, that's one thing I'll never be accused of.
What's that, Annie?
Being an interfering mother-in-law. Our Joni's husband considers me his best friend. Won't hear a word against me.
Get away.
Really?
Hiya. All done and dusted once again, Mrs. Walker.
How do you do it, Mrs. Ogden?
Do what?
Delude yourself practically every day of your life.
Hey, was she getting at me?
Yeah.
Do you know, one of these days I'm going to jack this job in, see how she goes on then. Just see how soon this place goes to rack and ruin.
Hey, I'll tell you what, Hilda. You take a week off, see if anybody notices.
Of course they would.
Would they?
Give us a light ale, I'm spitting feathers.
You know, I reckon there's a lot of folk like that, Hilda. Nobody'd notice if they never went in work again. What do you say, Al?
I don't think anybody would notice me, actually.
How about yourself?
Oh, I'd be missed instantly. You've only got to look at me. Now, here's a lady what's got it made.
How do you make that out?
A good job, sugar daddy, grandchild.
I wish you'd stop calling her that. Makes me feel old.
I bet she's lovely, though.
She is.
Hey, is she like Deirdre or like him?
Deirdre. I'll have a gin and tonic, love, please. Al?
Oh, so I'll have a pint.
You having one, Hilda?
Oh, well, I've just got this one in, thanks.
Hey, you can manage another, can't you?
Oh, go on then, yeah.
Oh, thank you, love. There you
Now, here's a point of protocol.
are. You reckon?
Does a new granny treat round, or do we treat a new granny?
Stop calling me a granny.
Yeah, it is a bit ticklish, that, Eddie. Except in your case.
True. Pint of bitter, please, Mrs. Hunt. Hey, they've got special dances for you now at the Pally, you know. It's called Grab a Granny Night.
Scrub that pint, will you, Bet?
My pleasure.
Hey, I'm sorry. Even if you are a granny, you're a glamorous one, just like Mrs. O'Day.
I was a very young granny, as a matter of fact. I was only 46 when little Darren was born.
Yeah. Well, can I have a word when you got a minute, Bet?
You go down to see your dear, didn't you?
Oh, I can't wait to get to the hospital fast enough.
Give her my love.
I will.
Anyway, how's life treating you?
Can't grumble?
You did the right thing, you know. Getting away from here.
Yeah. And how's life treating you, then?
Do you really want to know?
I wouldn't have asked if I didn't.
Well, I get this funny pain in my chest, just under my breastbone about here. Comes and goes, you know. I had a look at the paintwork on my house this morning. It's stripping away like bark from a birch tree. I mean, the house will be near nude in less than a month. I'm sick to the back teeth of my job. My gearbox in my car's falling to bits. It's going to cost £100 for a new one.
How's your bank balance?
Oh, non-existent. And that's not all.
I didn't think it were.
Do you know, I'd rather be anything but a councillor at this time of the year. Do you know why? Because now's the time we fix the new rates, isn't it? And we're suspect. I mean, the ratepayers want to get rid of all the town hall staff. They want to sell all the council houses and turn the town hall into a sauna. That might not be a bad idea. I'm fast coming to the conclusion that public services ought to be sold to private enterprise. They'd be a lot more efficient, a damn sight cheaper and all. Then all those councillors could be put out to grass in a field of buttercups. I'd like that. Maybe this pain in my chest would go then, or two.
You know what? I wish I hadn't asked you how life's treating you.
I wish you hadn't as well.
Right, are you fit?
Oh, let me have my drink.
I've only got half an hour to spare. I've got work to do.
Suck that up for me, would you, Bet?
What's up there?
If you ask me, she's heard how Langton were across at that dance last night while poor Deirdre all but went past her time.
And who told her, I wonder?
I wonder.
Yes, Eddie.
Are you sure Scuffers were round looking after them watches?
Would I lie to you?
Yes, you would.
Well, I'll describe him if you like. Short for a copper, sandy hair, freckles. I think they called him Robbo, although his name weren't Robinson.
I know him.
Oh, there you have him.
Just as well I got red, innit?
Where?
Down the grid outside. Isn't it marvellous? Try and make an honest living in old turns to... Ah, makes you...
Oh, well.
Hey, I knew a detective they used to call Robbo.
Oh, yeah?
He wouldn't have been around here, though. He was transferred to Bury about 12 months since.
So?
So he didn't need to ditch them watches.
So he shouldn't have flogged a dud one to Mavis?
Well, he give her the money back. She just told me so.
Oh, dear. Then I really am sorry. All them lovely watches down that grate.
Oh, good old steak pie and chips. Not exactly cordon bleu, but very Moorish.
Yes. Ernest?
Yes, love.
I'm in something of a quandary
Oh, yeah.
about the dance last night.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you say you didn't have a very good time.
I didn't say that. No.
An ordinary time, then. Yet everybody else tells me you were, well, if not the beau of the ball, certainly the surprise.
Well, somebody's been exaggerating, haven't they?
Rita called you the king of the foxtrot. It's been my experience you can hardly waltz.
There you are, then. It wasn't exaggerating. I mean, you know Rita.
What about this particular partner you seem to have had?
What particular partner?
Oh, you tell me, love.
You mean Thelma?
Do I?
Little Thelma from across the factory, yes. Born wallflower if ever I saw one. So naturally, I
Transplanted her?
danced with her a couple of times, that's all. Oh, and I did,
What?
well, I took her home. Oh, she was scared stiff of the dark. It's only Victoria Street, just a spit in the stride, anyway.
Why were you so late home, then?
We didn't leave till late.
Really? Oh, of course you wouldn't, would you? Too busy fox-trotting.
How do you feel?
Terrible.
Wasn't all that bad, though, was it?
No.
Oh, that lady came to see you. She said she'd be coming back this afternoon. I thought she was your mother.
She's a social worker.
Oh?
I haven't got a mother. Well, I have, but she doesn't want anything to do with me.
Why ever not?
Because I haven't got an husband.
He's in, isn't he?
How do you know?
Well, I deal window cleaning weather, so he's bound to be skiving somewhere. He only skives at home when it's raining and he knows I can't stay out.
Do you know, Hilda, you're like one of them professors on telly, aren't you? An expert on human behaviour.
Too, I'm not so sure it's flaming human.
There you are.
Bye, Eck. Look for the trough and you'll find the pig.
It's dinner time.
And you should know better.
Pardon?
Well, if it weren't for women like you waiting on him, pandering to him, he wouldn't be so weak-willed.
I got paid to wait on. This is a cafe. He's a customer.
Yeah, I know, but don't tell me you don't get no pleasure out of waiting on him. Him and a spinster, phew, he's always had this fatal fascination for women.
Well, not for me, he hasn't.
Oh, you can tell she's frustrated where she keeps puckering her face up. Yeah. Right, Stanley.
What?
I know how you can save today from being a complete write-off, profit-wise, that is.
How?
By putting your hand down a grid.
Hey?
Eddie Yates has got rid of them watches he's been selling down the grid outside the Rovers.
Why?
Well, he thinks the Bobbies might be interested in them. He thinks they're stolen property.
I'm not touching that with a bar's pole.
Ah, but I know they're not stolen property.
How do you know?
My senses haven't been dulled by overindulgence, Stanley. Especially my ears. I wash them out occasionally and all.
I hope you're not going to let Deirdre see you looking like that.
Well, whose fault will it be if she does?
What's kept you?
It's not gone too yet, love.
Hello, love. It just gets so boring in here. Do you know how many times I've rearranged the cards on there? 3.
Hey, she's had hers, isn't she?
Yeah, it's a boy.
Oh. Where is it?
The specialist hasn't seen it yet.
Oh, but it's all right.
Oh, yeah. She's not married.
Ah, poor lass.
He's a rotten sod, whoever he is.
Hey, I may remember.
Of course, yeah, love. What have you brought me?
Grapes.
Oh.
I couldn't think of nothing else.
Hey, there's a box of chocolates there from Rita and Mavis.
Oh, nice. Tell her thanks for me, will you?
Hey, Madam looks in the pink.
Oh, she is. Hey, you should hear her yell. It's like a flipping air raid siren.
Rubbish. Daughter of mine. Her voice is soft and gentle like the summer rain.
Wait till you hear her.
What are you going to call her?
Tracy.
Lynette.
Well, I'm not keen on either of them, but I think I prefer Lynette of the two.
Yeah, you would, wouldn't you?
You know, you could do worse than call her after your Auntie Maureen. I mean, she'd be very flattered, and she's got a bob or two, you know.
Maureen? You must be joking.
There's nought wrong with Maureen.
Well, I don't like it. All right.
Hey, what's up with you two?
Nothing.
There is. Ray? Flipping it, ma'am. How long have you been back? 24 hours and already you're at each other's throats.
We're not.
You might have made a bit of effort for me. I mean, I have just had a baby,
There's
you know.
nought wrong.
Oh, there is. It stands out a mile.
All right, then. We had a bit of a barney, but nought to worry over.
Your mum reckons I should have gone to that dance. Stop with you.
But I told you to go. I did, Mum.
I still went, though, didn't
Yes,
he?
but I told him.
Look, let's forget about the whole thing.
I think you owe Ray an apology, Mum.
All right. I'm sorry. But I still...
Mum.
I'm sorry.
Have a great.
That's better. What will Lynette think if her dad and her grandma are always rowing?
Tracy!
I'm not groping down there.
Oh, don't be so flipping squeamish, you're not usually.
You don't know what might be there.
Oh, I'll get you something you can use then.
What?
Well, I don't know. There must be something.
All right.
I'm off.
Give my love to Thelma.
Emily, Thelma is an employee across the road. Nothing more.
Oh, yes, she is. She's the girl you took home from a dance. Something which everybody apparently knew about except me.
She was afraid of the dark.
Then she should have stopped at home. Why didn't you tell me?
Because I knew you'd react just this way.
Well, how do you expect me to react?
Reasonably. Because there's nothing to it.
Honestly,
Honestly.
I know it's ridiculous viewing of another woman.
I'm not quite sure how to take that.
Oh, you know what I mean.
Yes, it is ridiculous.
Oh, it's my fault. I should have gone to the dance with you.
You should.
Well, I'll not let you go on your own again. King of the foxtrot, indeed.
Hey, my cha-cha's not too bad,
Oh, get off with you.
Am I forgiven?
Yes.
Ta-ra, then. See you tonight.
Hey, you've no need to come again tonight if you don't want.
Of course I'm coming. Not to see you, to see her.
Oh, thank you very much.
Oh, remember me to Sally, will you?
Yeah.
Right. Is there out you want me to bring with me tonight?
Something to read, that's all.
OK, I'll see what I can do. See you.
See you.
And look after Tracy.
Lynette. Ray, thanks for making up with me, Mum. I know it were her fault.
Yeah, like what it always is.
Ray.
Ah, well, she's only here for a bit.
Sally,
Aye.
you've not been asleep, have you?
No.
He's all right, you know.
I know he's all right. I'm not worried about him. Not about his health, anyway.
Well, why are you worried about that?
What I'm going to do with him.
What do you mean?
Mrs. Millington says it might be best to have him adopted.
And are you? Sally?
I don't want to. Anyway, I don't think I could. But how? How can I keep him? I've no home, no job, nothing to give him. How can I keep him?
Look, if there's anything I can do...
What?
I don't know. But if there is...
I think he's going to have a red eye, you know.
I'm so glad they're both well. Oh, me too. I'm surprised, really. Surprised Deirdre's come through it like she has. I mean, she's been never what you might call robust, especially when she was little. Me neither. I was a wan little thing. Pale, but interesting.
Can we go and see her?
Tonight, if you like.
Can I come in a bit late and go, Mrs. Walker?
Of course you can, dear. Hey, I'll tell you something she wants as well. Something to read. I've got the very thing, Catherine Cookson's latest.
Hey, I've never read her.
Oh, I do envy you. All Catherine Cookson to read.
Blanche, I'm off now. Can I give you a lift?
No, thanks.
All right, I'll see you then.
Right.
You two made it up then?
Aye. Just as well, I suppose, if I'm to be living with him for a few weeks. We'll be staying up here then, till Deirdre's on her feet again proper. Definitely.
I'll do. Eddie in, is he?
I'll do. Get lost or I'll swap your ears round.
Charming. What have I done, Eddie?
You know very well what you've done.
I don't.
Does your friend want a drink, or has he just come in for a walk?
If he's not out of my sight in 2 minutes, you won't be able to warm him with a blow lamp.
What have you done, monkey?
I don't know.
Where do you think I got them watches from? Them funny ones. Raffles here.
Oh. They weren't funny, Eddie. They were legit. Well, only off a boat. Smuggled, you know, inside a box of pomegranates. But definitely not Nick.
Come off it, the old Bill's been sniffing round.
Well, not about them watches, no way. Unless you got a tip off from Israel.
Tell him, Bet.
Yeah, well, there was this detective.
Bet.
Shut your face, Al. They called him Robbo and he had freckles.
There was no detective, Bet.
Oh, you were my mate.
What's going on?
She's been pulling your leg, Eddie. There was no detective looking for stolen watches.
What have you done to me, Bet? Them watches were my start in life.
What, half a dozen crummy watches? Well, you shouldn't have tried to diddle Mavis with one.
I've given her her money back.
Yeah, well, I didn't know that till... We can get them back, can't you? They're only outside.
Monkey?
What?
Come on, I've got a little job for you.
Thanks for that, Al.
Confession is good for the soul, Bet.
It can also get you a thick ear.
And now down there.
Oh, you're not going deep enough.
Well, not putting me hand in.
Didn't know you got a new job, Stanley. Emptying the grids.
Oh, hello, Eddie.
Eddie.
What's he doing?
He's looking down the wrong stuff. Sorry, Stanley, not that one. Round the corner. Come on, Monkey.
What are you?
Well, anybody can make a mistake.